Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Lady Joan Vaughan. If you see this later or whenever, subscribe to my page right at the bottom. You can always see me on Facebook on Lady Joan Vaughan's Facebook page. Also, we have an IG page called TAKEONELIVE. Go on and check the pictures out. Get the updates of what's coming next. But I am really having a good time with this. Thank you for being here with me. 3 things that we should never do. Talking about keeping up. The first thing we should never do is sleep all we want. We should never sleep all we want because it kind of messes the rest of our day up. If you sleep and roll in the bed all day and you know you have things to do for the next day or to prepare for your day or to get your family ready when they roll in the door in the afternoon and you're just waking up at 12 noon or you're just waking up at 1 o'clock knowing that all of your day is behind you now, it's not a good thing. You should never sleep all you want. First of all, your skin is at its best. When you wake up early, you have that 8 hours, 7, 6, whatever hours it is that you require for a good night's sleep. When you get all of that time to sleep, after you've done that, get up feeling good. Get up feeling good and starting your day and doing what you need to do so that you can capture your day and don't let your day get away from you. I'm a morning person. I am a morning person. I wake the rooster up most of the time. And over 100 times in my lifetime, I'm sure I've gotten up before dawn just to get some things done so I can have that extra time to piddle or to do the things that I need to do before I start my day. So that's a good idea. Once you have had all the required sleep for you, that whatever you require, get up, get your shower, get dressed, and start your day. The Bible talks about trusting in the Lord and not sleeping your day away. I found a scripture in Psalm 37:3. It says, trust in the Lord and do good so you can dwell in the land and so that you will be fed. So when you trust in him and you get up and you do the things you need to do, you are really setting yourself up for additional blessing of that day. The second thing we should never do is spend all we have. We should never spend all we have. We should always have money set away for an emergency or if someone needs us in our family or if something breaks down around the house. We don't want to have to go to the bank and take out a small loan to take care of those things, especially if we work full time. We can put money away before the emergency so that all we have to do is reach in and get it and go ahead and take care of those things. Psalm 37:11 says, the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight in its abundance of peace. You shall delight in the abundance of peace. So the first 2 things we talked about tonight, the first thing, don't sleep all you want. The second thing, don't spend all you have. Those things have to do with trying to keep up with the status quo and whoever the Joneses are. That's an expression, keeping up with the Joneses, makes us tired. It makes us spend more. If you are one of those types of people that like to shop like I do, I love a good t-shirt, as you can see. Once you have hit the wall or you have budgeted out a certain amount just for those treats, once you have gotten to the end of that budget, say no more. But just decide to put money away. If you are a treat yourself kind of person like we all are, like I am, then you need to build that into your budget so that you won't overspend. Because when you try to keep up with other people and when you try to keep up with the styles and the status, you can run yourself into a financial crisis. And the third thing, are you ready for this? Don't believe all you hear. A lot of times we get reports or we hear things from unconfirmed resources, unconfirmed press releases, unreliable sources. We hear things people are talking around the office and we want to get in on the chatter. We want to get in on the gossip, just like we want to get in on that extra hour sleep or we want to get in on the sale. We feel like we're missing something when actually when we believe what we hear, we'll run ourselves into an emotional crisis. So if we sleep all we want, we run ourselves into a crisis of our day, not having enough hours in the day. If we spend all we have, we're in a financial crisis. And if we hear the wrong things, we'll be in an emotional wreck. So you have to decide. We have to choose not to listen. No, come on.
I wear a smile to get through the day.
I'm just like everybody else. I like a good piece of gossip sometime, and I'm just being honest with you. I'm being real with you. But we have to train our ears not to hear the water cooler gossip. The reason why is because it doesn't really mean anything. It's probably really worthless. It's probably really worthless. Psalm 37:7 says, "Rest in the Lord. Wait for him. Fret not because of him who prospers in his way." If somebody is prospering in their way, they're telling tattling tales or whatever against someone else, and they think they are doing something by doing that, eventually it'll catch up with them. Don't try to keep up with people doing the wrong thing. You continue to rest in him and do what you can for people, no matter what other people say. Do what you can to help always.
Trouble don't last always. I can see the sun will shine again.
The word fret means to have a worried look on your face, a constant worried look. Even before someone asks you what's wrong, your face is telling it all. I mean, you can look at somebody and tell, can't you? Visibly, you can tell when there's something wrong. Okay, so that's someone that's fretting about a problem. It could be that they're fretting because they slept too long and now they don't have enough time to get the assignments or the things done that they have set aside to get done. It could be because they've spent all they had. Now they're in a financial crisis because the bill is due and they don't have any money to pay for it. Or they could have just heard something that they shouldn't even have listened to. It also means a constant gnawing or a grinding. It's a grinding. It's like monotony. It's like a chore. It's terrible. So when you fret, it shows all over your expression. It shows throughout your whole body. Your hair doesn't look right. Your face doesn't look right. Your body posture is all wrong. So when we fret, it shows. So Psalm 37 talks about us not fretting at all, not worrying at all. Trying to keep up with people, let it pass. Trying to keep up with the status quo, let it go. He says to fret not yourself because those that are doing evil. Don't do it. So you read down through there's about 40 verses in there. It will really enrich your life and really encourage you if you find yourself in a crisis in this way where you sleep too much. It could be because of depression, because you can't get the things that you see others have, or it could be because you've heard some information that has really rocked your world emotionally. So fret not. That's what the Word of God tells us. Stay out of the small groups. When you see there's always an after the meeting. When you see people grouped up after the meeting is over, stay away from it. Teach yourself to keep walking. Teach your ears to stop hearing and keep walking with the information that you received in the populace. Take that information, use what you need to make your job better, to make your work more efficient. But don't stop at those circles. And they'll look at you like, she used to stop, or he used to stop. But no more. Train yourself to take the information that you've received on a whole and spit out the bones. Eat the meat, spit the bones out, and your life will enhance. It will be enriched. Hearing from the peanut gallery. Have you ever heard that? Yeah, well, let me tell you, I did look it up. It's from the 1940s and 50s when there was a section in the theater for people who couldn't afford the good seats. It was considered the peanut gallery. And the reason why it was called that is because peanuts were the cheapest refreshment in a theater at this particular time back in the 40s and 50s. So if you could not afford to sit in the good seats and you could not afford to eat the choice refreshment at the time, there was always the cheapest thing on the menu was peanuts. And people who could not afford to sit forward and people who could not afford the other things would buy the peanuts, sit in the back of the theater where you could not really see and you could not really hear. They were just in the theater. And what they would do, they would be the rowdiest, they would be the loudest, and they would throw their peanuts at the stage of the person that they felt were not performing to their expectations. The peanut gallery has expectations, and when the characters were not performing to their expectations, they would hiss and boo and throw peanuts at the stage. Now, if you sat closer, if you had the money to sit closer, you could hear better. If you moved forward, then you could hear something a little more entertaining. But because you sit so far back, some things are just misunderstood. So the peanut gallery represents those who are the rowdiest. Check your meeting out. The next time you have a meeting, check who's sitting in the back making all the noise, making others around them laugh, distracting the meeting, distracting the one who is conducting the meeting. Check it out. Check it out, and that would be considered the peanut gallery. The reason why they like it back there is because they have no incentive to move forward. They don't want to move forward. They come in even if the room is empty, and they move straight to the back because they want to disturb what's going on. Let me encourage you. Sit as close as you can to the wisdom that's being poured from the front. It takes a certain level of commitment. It takes a certain level of initiative to sit close, and even more to be on the stage. It's very easy to critique from the audience, but you don't know what that person had to go through to stand on the stage. So the least I could do is listen to what is being presented. So don't believe all you hear. The peanut gallery, they don't want anything except to disrupt. And if they ever got the hint that if I moved closer, if I saved up a few dollars and got a better seat, then maybe I would not misunderstand as much. Maybe the presentation would be clearer if I sat closer. Maybe I need to change my seat so that I can understand what is being presented to me. So the peanut gallery, they don't want anything. They don't represent future. They don't represent forward thinking. They represent someone who wants to disturb what's going on. And sure, if you critique from the back, you see a lot wrong because your range of view is more. The closer you sit, the more zoned in you are to hear what's happening. So let me encourage you, if you are the one in the peanut gallery, why don't you try moving forward in your thinking, change your seat from the people you're around, and learn something new so that you can one day be on the stage that you're currently booing. Because it takes a lot of courage to stand before people, and that's what the peanut gallery does not know. It takes courage. You have to come over certain fears. You have to come over anxiety. You have to come over all of those things in order to stand and present before others. So why don't you move away from what's not happening? Move your seat closer so that you can learn and gain and potentially be on that stage that you're currently booing. So that's all I have to say tonight. Just 3 tips. Keeping up. Don't sleep all you want. Don't spend all you have. And don't believe all you hear. Now, I pray this encouraged you as you go through your week. Just look around now and see what's going on. Get up, get a good breakfast, get your me time in before work, set a budget for your treat times, and don't believe all you hear. This has been Lady Vaughan. I'm here every Tuesday night to encourage you. And remember, if you need a break, just take one. Peace. See you Tuesday.